Well, now joining us, Kevin Smith is with us here at Ho-Ho-Cam Park, and it's been a while since we last talked. How are you?
Great, man. How you doing?
We're doing well. So how was the off season? I'm sure you didn't want it to come the way you ended the season down in Vegas. It was crazy, but how was the off season?
It was great, man. Spent a lot of time with the family, spent with my wife, got married in the off season. So a lot of exciting things happening, but excited to get back on the field and start playing again.
So I was just telling you off the air, and I've talked about this on this show. So everybody knows during the season in the fifth inning, I got to do a minor league report on the broadcast. And I get a sheet every single day of what happens at every level. And as AAA, like the last month, I kept getting the sheet, and it's got you going 3 for 4, 2 for 4, 2 home runs, home run and a double. And at one point I thought, am I just reading the same thing over and over? I mean, it was your last month was incredible.
I appreciate it.
What was that like?
It was fun, man. Everybody kind of has those few weeks or a month that you just hope turn into 2, 3, 4, then turn into years, but then you never really want them to end. So it's just one of those months where everything was clicking. We were having fun as a team. The guys really, jived together, and we just enjoyed being at the park.
They talk about the zone. You know, we don't know how you get into it. We don't know how you stay in it. I mean, but some people in their career are able to get in it more often than not. Some people only get into it once. I mean, you just never know. Do you feel like you were in the zone?
Yeah, I mean, you never really know when you're in it, right? You kind of look back over the last 2-3 weeks, and then you go, shit, I might have been in it the last month or so. But that's kind of the goal, is to be in it as much as you can. And, I think the more you focus on it, the less you actually get in it. It's more about just being relaxed and trusting your preparation, and it kind of shows out on the field. So that's kind of what I've always worked on, is just trying to trust what I'm doing and the work that I'm putting in before the game. And then, hopefully you start putting some good at-bats together, and those turn into good games, and those turn into good months.
Okay, so last year when we were talking, obviously you were getting the opportunity. You're up with the big club. You get hurt early with the play at first base, kind of derailed you a little bit. What do you think happened last year, and how do you change that?
Yeah, I mean, getting traded to a new team and a new org, trying to learn a lot of new faces, a new part of the country. I had a lot of injuries that I was trying to play through and not be off the field and help the team as much as I could. And obviously didn't really, perform to the level that I expect to or that I want to. So I was happy with the last month that I put in, and finally was healthy for, 2 months and had great 2 months. Then obviously just went into the off season, focusing on what was working well those 2 months, and then just trying to work on some stuff that I want to get better at.
Yeah, people don't understand, if you are hurt and you are working on stuff before the game, after the game, just trying to be able to play and then go out and compete at the highest level, really doesn't work. But you got to do it. It's how it happens. Just talk about how tough that is, to where you're just trying to get your body right. And then for 3 hours, you got to go perform at the big league level.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not one for excuses. I mean, the best in the world do it every day.
It's a reality.
It's a reality, and the best athletes in the world overcome it, and they learn how to perform when they're hurt, when they're not hurt, when they're tired, when they're up all night with their kids. So, for me, I still expected, when I was at 70% or 80% to go out there and perform like I expect myself to. Obviously, I didn't do it, and so, to spend this off season, and really weren't any injuries where I could have did anything different with my body or prepared better or anything like that. It was just kind of freak incidents, not muscle related or soft tissue related like we talk about. So, those weren't really things in my control. Those are just, playing hard in the game, and things happen. But, just trying to learn how I could do better. And obviously being in a new club and trying to perform and having high expectations for myself, along with getting hurt, made it a little tougher on myself. And I definitely made it tough on myself last year, but just trying to have a clean season this year and go out and play without injuries, and put up numbers, help the team win.
And the great news is you're still in the fight, and there's a fight for jobs. There's a fight for at bats. You're right in that with quite a few guys. That's got to excite you, that you can build off what you did at the end of the last year. You tear it up here, and you're right back where you want to be.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that makes it fun, especially at camp like this with a lot of competition. I think it's going to bring out the best in everybody. I think everyone's going to go out and have a great camp, and then just let the chips fall where they may. And, you really can't do anything about it. That's what's awesome about, being in an organization like this, where everyone's young and we're putting pieces together to have a great team. And so, everyone here wants to be a part of that and wants to have their piece of the pie. So, it's exciting to kind of see everyone, working hard and wanting to be that guy for the team. And I'm definitely one of them.
Yeah, the worst case scenario, when I think about it and I think about you, the worst case scenario is if you got out to a hot start and ended bad.
Right.
You ended great. So we talk so much about, hey, how are you doing physically? But mentally, how much did that strengthen you and make you a better player by the way it started and the way you finished and how you feel now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's happened, every step of my career. I was never, a top prospect. I was never a huge guy at any level. I always kind of went up with kind of unknowns, and no one really knew who I was, or no one really had big expectations for me. But I always had them for myself. So it was always that little stepping stone and a little learning curve of how to compete at that level. What the competition's like. The game changes every level you move up. So I think the guys that can go to the level and struggle and fail and then make adjustments and come back better. Those are the guys that you hear about for 5 or 10 years, and that's kind of what everyone in that clubhouse wants to be. So it's kind of getting past, you want to go up and you want to succeed right away, but you also want to be in the game for 5 or 10 years and not be the guy that has one good year and then you never hear about him again. So I think a lot of guys in the clubhouse think like that. They want to be here for 5, 10 years and build something special, and so that's kind of the goal right now.
Well, we'll end on this. You're going to be moving the family from Nashville here to Arizona. The last 2 days, I would have said bad idea.
Yeah,
Today actually is like a great
way
spring
better.
training day. But that's going to be a big move for you coming out here, move to Arizona full time.
Yeah, we've been out here a few times. My wife's family's from out here, so like 2 out of the last 5 years we've been in Arizona. We've been in Nashville, so we're gonna move back out here full time. Make sure we can work out with some of the guys, and the weather's a little better, like you said. So we're gonna look forward to having some time outside in the off season and enjoying the family.
Well, you know what it's like to be Babe Ruth or Barry Bonds for a month. That's what you were. So I'm excited for your spring training. If you build off what you did at the very end of last year, it's going to be an exciting year for you. Stay healthy. I hope you go out and rake, and we'll see you in Oakland.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.